These are solutions to Calc 3 Exam 5, the 5 p.m. section. Number one, f of x, y, z is k. You just need a bunch of arrows going up. So in a three-dimensional coordinate system, arrows up. Number two, first ds is the square root of dx dt squared plus dy dt squared plus dz dt squared dt. So that's cosine squared t plus negative sine squared t plus 3 squared t dt. That comes out to be 1 plus 9 radical 10 dt. So integral of x, y cubed, x is sine t, y cubed is cosine t cubed times radical 10 dt. Take out the radical 10. If you do U substitution, the derivative of cosine is negative sine, so that's just cosine to the fourth of t divided by 4 times the negative 1. You can double check by differentiation from 0 to pi over 2. So negative 10 over 4, negative radical 10 over 4, plug in pi over 2, you get 0. Plug in 0, you get 1. So radical 10 over 4. Number 3, so xy cubed, x squared y cubed is t squared squared, t cubed cubed plus y radical x. That's y radical x is t. So that's t to the 4 plus 9, t to the 13, t to the 4. dr is 2t, 3t squared. The dot product is 2t to the 14th plus 3t to the 6th. So an integral of f dot dr along the curve is integral from 0 to 1 of 2t to the 14th plus 3t to the 6th dt. 2t to the 15th over 15 plus 3t to the 7th over 7. Plug in 0, you get 0. Plug in 1, you have 2 15ths plus 3 sevenths, 59 over 105. Number 4, partial of q with respect to x equals the partial of p with respect to y, which is 5. Therefore, f is conservative. fx is 3x plus 5y. Integrate with respect to x. f of xy is 3x squared over 2 plus 5xy plus a function of y. fy fy would be 5x plus g prime of y. Set that equal to 5x plus 4y. That means g prime of y is 4y. So g of y is 2y squared plus k. So f of xy is 3 halves x squared plus 5xy plus 2y squared plus k. Number 5, fx is x cubed y to the 4th. So integrate with respect to x. f of xy is 1/4. X to the 4th, y to the 4th plus g of y. Differentiate with respect to y. You have x to the 4th y cubed plus g prime of y. That equals x to the 4th y cubed. So g prime of y is 0. That means g of y is some constant k. So f of xy is 1/4 x to the 4th y to the 4th plus k. Easiest to let k be 0. So let f of xy be 1/4 x to the 4th y to the 4th. Okay, at t equals 0, you plug in, you're at the point 0, 1. You plug in 1, you're at the point 1, 2. So the integral of f dot dr is f of 1, 2 minus f of 0, 2. Plug in 0, you get 0. Plug in 1 and 2, you get 1/4 times 1 times 16. So 4 minus 0, 4. Number 6, here's C1, C2, C3, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, back to the origin. So integral along C is integral along C1 plus C2 plus C3. Okay, C1, y is 0. That means dy is 0, so the integral is 0. Everything that you have involves a 0. So that's going to be 0, that's going to be 0, so you owe 0. C2, x is 1, which means dx is 0. So that means that first part is 0, because that's 0. X is 1, so you're integrating y cubed dy, which is y to the 4th over 4 from 0 to 1, 1/4. And finally, C3, y equals x. X is going from 1 to 0, so integral from 1 to 0 of x times y, but that's x squared dx plus x squared x cubed dx. So it's x squared dx plus x to the 5th dx. That's x cubed over 3 plus x to the 6th over 6 from 1 to 0. Plug in 0, you get 0. Plug in 1, you have 1/3 plus 1/6, which happens to be 1/2, and a negative in front of the whole thing makes it negative half. So the integral along the curve is C1's integral of 0 plus C2's 1/4 plus C3 negative a half. Final answer is negative 1/4. Number 7, curl F is ijk, partial with respect to x, y, z, e to the x sine y, e to the x cosine y, 3z. So the I component is nothing minus nothing. The j component is the opposite of nothing minus nothing. The k component is e to the x cosine y minus e to the x cosine y. So that's a 0 vector. Div del dot f is partial of p with respect to x is e to the x, where is it? E to the x sine y, plus the partial of this with respect to y, it's minus e to the x cosine y, they cancel out, plus 3. So the answer is 3. Number 8, first I find r sub u, 1, 8u, 1. R sub v is 1, 0, negative 1. Find u and v. U plus v for x component is 2. U minus v is 0 for the z component. Add them up, 2u equals 2. U equals 1, v equals 1. All right, ru cross rv, messed up here. ijk, 1, 8u, 1, 1, 0, negative 1. I component is nothing. Minus 8u minus nothing. J component is the opposite of negative 1 minus 1, which is the opposite of negative 2. It's going to be 2. K component is nothing minus 8u. So negative 8u, 2, negative 8u. Plug in u equals 1 and v equals 1. Negative 8 to negative 8 is a normal vector, but you can pick any scalar multiple of that. So I decided to pick negative 1/2 times that. 4, negative 1, 4. Smaller numbers and fewer negatives. That gives me 4x minus y plus 4z equals k. To find k, I plug in 2, 4, 0, which is the given point. So 4 times 2 minus 4 plus 0, that's k. K is 4. So 4x minus y plus 4z equals 4. Number 9, it does say clockwise orientation. I have to keep that in mind. So negative. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. This gives you an equilateral triangle where each side is radical 2. That means ds, the area of that. Formula for the area of an equilateral triangle is s squared radical 3 over 4. So ds is radical 2 squared radical 3 over 4. That's 2 divided by 4, or radical 3 over 2 is my ds. Equation for the plane is x plus y plus z equals 1. Unit normal vector is 1, 1, 1 over radical 3. Curl f is ijk, partial with respect to x, y, z, and then x plus y squared, y plus z squared, z plus x squared. So the I component is nothing minus z squared. The j component is the opposite of nothing, of minus 2x minus nothing. The k component is nothing minus 2y. So f dot n is negative 2z, negative 2x, negative 2y, dot 1, 1, 1 over radical 3. That comes out to be 1 over radical 3 times negative 2 times x plus y plus z. But if I'm on that triangle, x plus y plus z is equal to 1. So I just have negative 2 over radical 3. So the integral of f dot dr is negative, because it said clockwise, integral of curl f dot n ds. So that's the opposite of this dot product was negative 2 over radical 3. And ds we found to be radical 3 over 2. So the answer is 1. Finally, 10, double integral of f dot ds by the divergence terms, a triple integral over the region E of the divergence of f dv. Divergence is p sub x plus q sub y plus r sub z. Derivative with respect to x is 0. Derivative with respect to y is 6x squared z squared. Derivative with respect to z is 0. So 6x squared z squared. So that's one to integrate from negative 1 to 1 for all three variables. I did dy, dx, dz because I can see this does not depend on y. So I'm just going to take out the 6. The length of the y interval is 2, 6 times 2. Integral from negative 1 to 1 for both x and y, dx, dz. That's 12, x cubed over 3, z squared. X goes from negative 1 to 1. Total divided by 3 is 4. Plug in 1, you get 1. Plug in negative 1, you get negative 1. 1 minus a negative 1, that's 2. And there's a z squared. If sneak in a z squared dz. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 integral from negative 1 to 1 of z squared dz. 8z cubed over 3 from negative 1 to 1. That's 8/3. 1 minus a minus 1, that's 2. 2 times 8, 16. So 16 over 3. Right, so that's a solution to Calc 3, Exam 5, the 5 p.m. section.